Hey everybody, okay, so the very first one that I'm going to do for everybody for this cooking with Clumsy is going to be a fruit salad. A couple little things. I have already pre-peeled the kiwi fruit and started, I hulled the strawberries and I've chopped the oranges into sections. I started to peel them and they were just not being nice, so we ended up having to get mango in a package this time. We usually have really good, decent mangoes that we can actually break down, but sadly we had to do this. We have pineapple, and I will suggest to everybody get it as yellow as possible because it's fresh and it's going to be sweeter this way. If you get it really dark, it's not going to be as sweet. This is an Asian pear. It is crisp like an apple and has like consistency of both a pear and an apple. Pears themselves. Blueberries, if you can get them. We don't have any blueberries right now. No mangoes. The papaya that we grabbed wasn't great, so we ended up turfing that. Do not use pomegranate. It just makes it really hard with seeds and it's gross. Just check out the things that you can get in your local store and remember to at least put some citrus in it, because what we're actually going to do is put them in the pot and we're going to make this up for an entire week. So that way you have little containers, grab some at the dollar store, and you have them for on the go or for family members. If you've got little kids, then you can get little containers for them, so then they have their own fruit salad that they can munch on, and you don't have to worry about every single day setting it up. You're doing it one time, one shot, mixing it all up together. You get tons of flavors, and by the end of the week, it is so good. It's like all the flavors have melded together and stuff. And for parents that have a lot of things on their plate, as far as duties and stuff, you want to try and get everything done in one shot as possible. So what I'm going to try to do throughout these videos is create meals that you can either prep in large doses so that you can put in the microwave later on, you can freeze them, you can put them in the fridge, that kind of thing, or very quick. I only have 20 minutes and we all need to eat for under $20 kind of thing. So we're going to try to find really healthy options for people, and at the same time we are going to go fun as well. So it's about flavors, and for the ones that don't know how to, let's be honest, some people just don't even know how to cook. So for the ones that don't know how to cook or don't have anybody else that has given them skills for this, we're going to actually just walk through it with you and make you some amazing meals. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm being pretty generous with how much is left in the orange. I'll go through at the end and actually carve these out. All I want to do right now is make little blocks and then slice it down the middle so that when you feed it into here, and be careful with your knife, because I realize that not everybody has culinary knife skills. I don't have culinary knife skills. I'm clumsy as crazy. So try to be a little bit wary of your skills. But actually, you know what? I'm going to switch over to the other knife because it is smaller, but I feel more comfortable with the smaller knife, especially for my knife work up close. And then you can actually go back through and grab the little bits that are on the end, on the inside of the rind still. So as I was saying, you want to have as many different flavors as you can afford to add in. I know a lot of things are out of season, especially now, what we're going to want to do is, heading into the winter months, you want to try and keep as many flavors as you possibly can, because you need the vitamin C, you also need the fruit intake, but this is also going to remind you of summer. And for people like myself who get sad, the seasonal affective disorder, we need to have that happy reminder of when the sun is out there. So if you can afford the extra goodies of the fruits, go for it. If you are trying to do this on a budget and have to start this off with, you're unable to afford all of these fruits up front, not a problem. Get the cans. You can always do canned fruit and work from that. At least try to get 1 or 2 fresh things so you can work it in there. That way you have something fresh. And we will, when we make this up, Marcus actually mixed this up on Sundays for us, but I purposely waited so that we could do this today. So I could have this as the first video. And wanted to make sure that everybody could see how easy it is to prep for an entire week. And you are going to go a lot faster when you're doing this on your own, because you're not going to be talking and stopping and trying to figure out how to explain everything to everybody without umming and stuff. So I know that I am taking a little bit longer, and I will be going a little bit slower than most of you will be when you're doing this. So you can prep this entire salad in under an hour for an entire week worth of uses. So you can do this for work. You can do it for your kids for school lunches. Do it for yourself if you're a stay-at-home awesome mom or awesome dad, either way. And this way you can take care of your needs for these things and do it on a budget, because we can get all of these at our local grocer, and we're here in New York City, and we can get all of this for under $20. So if you're doing it on a budget, you can have fruits for an entire week for under $20 a week. Again, if you're doing it with the cans, it might even be cheaper. I don't know. I wouldn't suggest anything more than 2 of the large cans if you're going to be adding in other fruits. Don't use don't use actual apples, because they will turn brown. If you're going to use anything like an apple, or you want to use an apple, they have, like the Asian pear has the apple flavor, but it also is a pear as well, so it will hold up a little bit. And there are actual ones that are called grapples, which taste like grapes and apples together, and they are a hybrid, and they are delicious. They're absolutely delicious. They're very sweet though, so if you are going to use one, I would suggest only using one, because it will add an insane amount of sweetness to your intake for your sugar in there. For people who are diabetic, obviously this isn't going to be the same kind of thing that they're going to want to do. I'll have to come up with some other options for them, because I know that we have a few diabetic dares in here, and I want to have options for them as well. So I'm not neglecting you. I'm really sorry. I want you to be able to enjoy this as well. But I do know that this is way too much sugar for some of you, especially the ones that have the diabetes. I think it's type 2 diabetes is where it's too high for sugar. So, ones that actually do work in here, any of the berries we're just not big fans of blackberries. Raspberries turn everything pink. They're really good in here. Strawberries obviously are amazing. Blueberries are perfect for this because they hold up really well. Their little extra shells are wonderful, and they do a fantastic job holding up all week long. Bananas. If we do have bananas, these are actually plantains, if you can see them here. If you do get bananas, put them in when you're actually dishing out the bowl, and it will make things that extra awesome little kick. So, but don't put them into your actual salad because they will turn brown and gross and icky and just wrong. It's not a happy banana at that point. So you want to keep your bananas happy. And we have the problem of it's very hot in this apartment, and we haven't had much luck with those with bananas this summer. They turn black usually within about 24 hours up here. The other thing that we cannot get a good option for is peaches, nectarines, and something else as well. I can't think of what it was offhand, but we've tried several times. Peaches and nectarines for sure, and we just weren't able to keep them. They just didn't taste right. Whatever the problem was, we ran into an issue. So you can throw those in as well. I'm just trying to think of what else you could throw in. Papaya is going to be really good. It will be, if you get it too soft though, it will mush. You kind of want fruits that are going to be stable and hold up. Kiwi obviously is a good one. Star fruit would be really good if you like the tropical fruits. Toss them in if you can get a handle, get some good ones. I wouldn't suggest throwing lemon or lime in there unless you have no oranges, no pineapple, because you're going to be adding a completely different flavor profile. If you want it a little bit sour, throw in maybe one lemon or one lime. But I'm just going to chop this. Oh, might as well finish these ones off and do it by kiwis as well. So this was one of the ones that I tried to peel ahead of time, and the orange just was not playing nicely at all with me, so I ended up just chopping it, as you saw. So, these oranges are almost at the end of their lifespan, so putting them together with everything else is going to keep them together for a little bit longer. Pulp stays good, and then we'll go in and make everything taste really, really excellent. This is just extra juice. So, really comes down to how you want to cut them as well. I'll show you, because I know that some people don't even know how to cut pineapple and things like that. I'm not going to assume that everybody knows things, but I'm also going to assume that everybody doesn't know. So, mangoes, at some point I'll make a mango chutney thing when we can actually find some good mangoes again. And then I'll show you actually how to cut up a mango and cut up an avocado and do all kinds of really fun things that are going to be really good for flavors that a lot of people they get scared when they walk into a grocery store and they're like, what is all this? And, what is a yucca root? And, I've never even heard of that. And, what do I do with squash? And things like that. So if you have certain things that you want to know how to do or how to make, let me know, and we will make them together. And if you want to know how to do it on a budget, we can do that. We can do it so that if you have $10 for each meal, then we can do $10 meals. If you want to do like a special date night meal or a special anniversary meal or birthday meal or whatever it is, we'll do a celebration meal. And yeah, it is a little bit warm, so I'm gonna get a little bit sweaty in here. Sorry, it is still it is still warm in this place. So let's see, just chopping up the kiwi right now. And I'm making them little bite-sized pieces. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll show you. I'm going to move my mouse and see. See, you can see it's starting to get some color. And part of what you're doing is you want to make kind of a fun little rainbow of colors. So you're getting a nice selection of textures and flavors all in here at once. And remember, it's all about how much you like the particular thing. So if you don't like pears, don't put them in there. Just because they're in this fruit salad doesn't mean that they have to be in your fruit salad. I know that some people are people pleasers and they want to make everybody happy. Well, if you're the one eating it, rule number one, be happy with what you're putting in your mouth. That kind of came out a little bit weirder than I intended to, but I think next week what we're going to end up doing is I'm going to take Ping's suggestion and we're going to do a chicken meal. And this tonight I am making a Puerto Rican dish. And I'm doing it for the first time, so I don't want to mess it up in front of everybody. So I want to test it out. So it's called mofongo, and it has plantain and all different kinds of really fun things in there. So I'm pretty excited to try it out. Now with the pear, again, either leave the skin on, leave the skin off. I like the skin on because I like that extra little texture, but that's just me. And remember, there's the middle section as well that needs to get turfed because of the seeds. And no, if you eat the seeds, you're not going to die. I know that there are people that are going to, oh, they've got cyanide. You would have to consume a lot of apple seeds to do anything, like any amount of massive damage to your body. So we're just chopping these up, throwing them in. So I know that there are some people in the group that have small families, some people it's just themselves, some it's just a couple like us. We have just the two of us, and we set up meals so that he has lunches to take all week long. We usually make a chicken soup. He usually does, or the odd time I will, which is very rare, but for the most part he makes them up for himself. Like a chicken soup or curry stew, that kind of thing for on Sundays, which is our kind of lazy day, kicking around here. I do my stats and take my photos, and usually I do my type up of the articles, of different things for the week that I've been writing, and might not even use all of the pears. I'm going to hold off for a minute because I want to chop this. So when you actually go to chop the pineapple, okay, I know that they actually show you on here, but some people get all worried because they see something like, I've never done this before, I'm so scared. So try to stay as close as possible to the outside. So when you, and I don't spin it so that it's a square. I just keep turning it so that I'm not going through all of the pineapples, because what you're trying to do is hold on to as much of this inside part as possible without getting to the core, because the core is the part that you really don't want. And it's tough and it's not happy. So I know that a lot of people have some big plans with their 100 days, and I'm going to hush up really quick and wipe down the board because it's really sticky after a while. And I just had a whole bunch of pineapple ends in there, and I just want to make sure that it's all Okay, so what you're going to start to see is there's a ring here, and at this point you can chop it in 4 pieces. And that middle part is way too tough. You do not want to eat that. And you want to make these pieces as bite-sized as possible. Especially if you've got little kids, you want them not swallow-worthy, but at the same time you want them fun bites so that they get a whole bunch of different flavors. I'm purposely saving the strawberries till the end because there are a few, like there's less strawberries than all the others in there, and they're accents. Because you've got certain things like the mango and stuff like that that you definitely want in there for the flavor, and then you have, and now we can actually chop the middle section down. And you're actually going to be able to feel like, okay, that part's too tough, come back a little bit, and then you can come back around the corners. See how this is starting to look a little bit too fibrous? It's too far in, so you don't want to do that, okay? So, even that section, incredibly sweet right now. The yellower it is, the riper it is, and it's so good. Oh my goodness. If you're like me, and you have kind of a pineapple addiction, you can eat too much of it and get like really, really bad sour mouth. Like my mouth will actually act like it's gonna fall apart because it's so bad, because I'll eat like a whole section, like one of these, and my mouth will just be raw. So what you want to do is not do that. Pace yourself, and just remember, everything in moderation is better than doing everything all at once. That's what we're focusing on, is you don't have to eat all the healthy food today. We're building up to the healthy foods. So you're not eating an entire pineapple. You're eating basically what will end up being the equivalent of probably a tablespoon of each fruit. Almost said every vegetable, but the more options that you give yourself, the healthier and more flavor and more options you're going to be able to enjoy all of it. So, and I am rambling, so I'm probably going to skip over a lot of this stuff as I'm just doing these. So, got our pineapple done. Super, super sweet pineapple. And we're going to do the Asian pear next. And the mango is looking very sad. I'm worried about that, actually. Oh, see, in the pear, you can cut out the bad spots. Every mom knows that when you're making potatoes, that happens. So you're okay. It's not the end of the world to have food that you have to cut around. It is part of life. But we can't go out and get a whole new Asian pear right this minute. So this is what we have. This is what we make do with. Really weird, so I'm trying to cut around the back area in the middle section at the same time. So there we go. And I am being a little bit lenient, like a little bit generous on the sections that I'm tossing, because I do have a lot in the salad itself. I will say that I am completely and utterly shocked as of right now we have 45 people in our group right now, and I am so excited that when I first started the first one, June 1st, I was doing it alone and was just doing it to get healthy and sleep better and get active and eat 3 meals a day. So technically 4 things, but they get healthy and get active for kind of part and parcel of each other. The sleeping has definitely changed. I do still take a little longer than my husband to fall asleep usually, but I will say that I'm having better quality of sleep, and my mood has massively changed. I could not have foreseen how much different this perspective would be on me. I have had days where I'm not exactly like the happiest person in the world, but I'm not as defensive, and that's something that totally threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that I would be improving my mental health to the extent that I was, let alone the physical, because I wasn't even trying to lose weight at that point. I was just trying to get healthy so I could start losing weight. I always knew that I was going to be doing 2 100 days. The first one was to set everything in motion, and the second one, this one, is to actually lose weight, and I need an adult. Why does this say press? Oh, that's why. Yay! I figured it out. I don't need an adult. Okay. So, let's see. I think this mango needs an adult too. But it's the best I can do, so in it goes. Where was I? So this one is specifically, I'm doing it to lose weight this time. And I'm doing it to get even healthier and do my 1,000,000 steps. I realized that day 1 I'm not going to have very many steps on here, but I already knew that going into it. I will be going to the gym Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, first day new town. And I'm going to be doing Sundays off to do my stats and chill out and stuff like that here. And my write-ups still. And then Mondays and Tuesdays I'm back at the gym. And then Wednesdays I'm going to be doing my videos for you guys and doing my admin work in the room and that kind of thing as they upload. So I'm going to seem like I'm not around, but I'm actually around more on Wednesdays and Sundays, even though I'm not going to be looking like I am. So, and hopefully very, very soon I will be adding at least twice a week. I'm hoping before the end of October to be adding swimming at least twice a week. As I said, I'm not trying to be redundant. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, because I'm getting close to the end of it, I only used 1 pear, but I've got the Asian pear in there as well. So I'm going to put these 2 off to the side. We're going to have these during the week. I'll probably have these for lunches. And they're still soft, or they're still hard enough that I can get away with it. So if they are soft, you might want to go through and just chop them up. So the strawberries, because they are, like I said, the accent, you probably want to chop them up a little bit finer so you can have them spread throughout. And then what we tend to do, because my awesome husband is awesome, is he puts the grapes on top when he goes to seal them up. So that's what I'm going to do this time. And when this is all done, strawberries up really quick. Sorry, I'm going to be quiet for a second, so I'll probably get fast forwarded through. And the last strawberry. Okay. Don't chop them too fine or you're going to end up making strawberry jam for yourself. Right. Be very careful with your knife skills, especially if you don't have knife skills. Don't go out and thinking that you have to emulate everything that I'm doing. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to give this a really good stir. Because you've got your citrus at the bottom. You got some green in there. You're going to get even more green in there as well. If you have blue in there, that would be even better. Again, sadly we have no blueberries available to us. Looks like blueberry season is gone. We've been very spoiled having them all summer long, and then this is the very first time that we didn't have good mangoes, and we didn't even have cantaloupe, and we always put cantaloupe in. But yeah, the cantaloupe. Oh, was there cantaloupe? Yeah, there is cantaloupe. Where's the cantaloupe? Oh, where's the cantaloupe? That's right. You cantaloupe. No, here's your chowder. Are you cantaloupe? Nope, you're not cantaloupe. Hold on a second. Did you have cantaloupe? Talking away, I can always edit this part out. Oh, there it is. I see it. Yay, cantaloupe. I forgot the boy actually did this. Oh yeah, they're frozen. That's perfect. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. And our fridge freezes everything in the back. So these cantaloupe a little bit frozen in there. They're so sweet. And I'm bending the spoon. I am the Matrix. I'm the chosen one. Yay, I'm Harry Potter. Sorry. Okay, moving on. Just had to nerd out there for a second. The hubs in the back in our bedroom giggling at me right now, probably. She's such a nerd. So, and I keep throwing everything around. Good news. An excuse to test it. Yeah. It's damn good salad. Okay. Probably going to need more than this. This is a fairly full salad. So what I usually do is I start out by, everybody gets a spoonful, and then I just keep working my way down. And if you find that you're putting too much in of one thing, dump it out and put some more in. Hello, Kaylee. You helping? Beep. You're a good helper, kitten. You spot for mommy. Good girl. So, and we wash all of our stuff as soon as we get it. So, it's going to look like I haven't washed anything or anything because I already did. So, what I'm going to do midway point is toss some grapes in for these. These are huge grapes. Yeah, I definitely need more containers. You can tell this isn't our first rodeo. We've done this many, many times. Not sure yet. Because I was making so much. See, this definitely will be making fantastic meals, but this is also going to be my lunch one of the days, because I'm going to be doing this and my protein shakes, so I'm actually glad that I'm making as much as I did. Then what I want to do is have my protein shake and one of these, because the protein shakes are only 160 calories, and if I was to make this, put this into a shake, which I've also done before, it makes, it basically doubles it, so you're looking at about 320. So, and then when you get close to the bottom, give it another stir, because you've got a lot of goodies in there still, so there we go. And what we usually do for ourselves is, during the week, if we have gone to the farmer's market, we will usually pick up some sort of little extra thing, like a little blueberry pie or something like that, a little tiny one, and we cut that for, and we share that between ourselves and between us, 2 nights, 2 separate nights, like a little piece each, with one of these split in half, so that we have half, which is still a fairly decent amount. Getting close to the bottom here, and I think I actually planned it out properly. Welcome to Staten Island, where sirens are your best friend. There we go. So, and then you just go through and you just top up the one of it. Sorry, that's really annoying and loud, probably. And there we go. So, now we have meals all week long, so that we can have my meals, and if he wanted to take these for lunch, he can take them for lunch. So we have, these ones are going to end up being for us to share at night. So we've got 4 nights of that. And we've already got 3 in the fridge still. So that's pretty decent. So we've got, these ones are going to be for us to share. And then I've got 3 meals. And he's going to be able to take 3 more lunches with those. So then we have 4 more. So, I mean, between the 2 of us, we've got entire week's worth right here, plus. So, I'm just going to clean up, and you can see you have amazing fruit that gets really good juice on there as well. You can dump these into the blender, and you've got an instant smoothie. If you throw some ice cubes in, even better. What you might want to do is, if you do get extra grapes, we pick up them all the time. But if you do have extra grapes, toss them in the freezer and they become ice cubes. You can toss them in the blender with these and it's even more amazing because it gets like super, super cold. And for the people that drink wine, they can use these to chill their wine without making their wine all gross. So this has been technically my 3rd video, but it's going to be the first official one for the cooking with Clumsy during the 100 days. So have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later.